welcome to the Sexy Business Status Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Payne. I got another roofer in the room. Heads up, watch out. My man, Brett Ray. Brett, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And, dude, this is going to be wild. So, you were on somebody else's podcast recently, right?
Yeah, just one internally.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. So maybe this is my new calling in life, is becoming a podcaster. We'll see.
Dude, the stories that you have, you could just tell a story for like 15 minutes a day.
I have some pretty good stories, that's
Dude,
for sure. Personal or work, and they're all crazy.
Yeah, married, you got kiddos. Like, that's a podcast by itself. I told my wife, I'm like, dude, like, you can make so much money just by documenting your life, like, on a podcast or a blog. Like, dude, it's wild. Freaking kids. You have 2 kids?
We have 3.
3.
1 on the way. So 4.
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5.
When she do?
January.
Mine's due in December. Boy or girl?
Boy. So
Boy.
2 girls, 2 boys.
2 girls, 2 boys.
Yep.
Dope!
Yep.
Love it, man.
We're headed to Chicago on Saturday for a baby moon. So.
Okay.
That's a new thing, I guess.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Baby moon's a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, like, hey, like, one more trip before I get super fat and...
I thought my wife was just lying and like trying to get a free trip out of this, like maybe so I don't work.
And then you Googled it?
It worked. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
I'm down for it.
It's a real thing. Yeah. That's awesome, dude. So tell us about your company that you own.
Yeah, so Advocacy is kind of a network of companies. We have Select Adjusters, Insurance Adjusting. We have Advocacy Construction, which we're actually in the process right now to rebrand. So there's a little bit of confusion between like Advocacy is this network and then Advocacy Roofing does different stuff. So
Yeah.
we're rebranding that one, and then we have Everest there that does HVAC, plumbing, and insulation.
Shout out to Mark Brimley, my man.
Mark Brimley.
Love Mark.
He's the GOAT. And then we have block restoration, water fire restoration as well.
Okay, so Block.
Block.
That's a newer one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's super cool. Yeah, dude, I love the how you're doing them all in one house. That's kind of my, not when I sell State 48, but as that part, like, that becomes a thing, then I'm like, oh, but like, how many 6 figures of referrals do I give to these other cats?
So many.
So many. Solar detach and reset, right? Like detaching and resetting solar panels. I'm like, dude, like, come here, let's do this. I'm like, just from what I do, almost like realtors, right? When they buy and sell, like, just by having their license and doing 1 or 2 deals a year, like, they save like tens of thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars, right?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. Okay, so Brett and I are competitors, but we're also collaborators. We're buddies and like we're allies, right? We help each other out. I remember when I was actually going from Griffin to State 48. I don't think I may have had my license. I'm not even sure, or I was like kind of working through that BS, and I actually was doing roofs for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
All those tile
roofs. We didn't know anything about tile, so you were doing it for me.
Yeah, and like I don't know shingles, but I'm like, hey, you're the shingle goat. I'm the tile goat. Like, cool. Let's go, dude.
Yeah.
So we did a handful of jobs.
What year was that?
Dude, that was probably 2019.
Dang. Time flies.
Like 6 years ago.
That's crazy.
Right?
You say that. I feel like I'm so old, bro.
Yeah, it was after Payne, and I left 20, somewhere around there. But yeah, so yeah, 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. So, okay. So I want to get into this, like, okay, who's listening, who's watching, right? Male, 25 to 40, small business owner, blue collar mostly, that are watching. And so, how old are you?
31.
31, okay. Are you local?
Yep.
Where'd you go to school?
Westwood High School.
Westwood. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. All right.
Yeah, don't hold it against me, but
Warrior Nation.
War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Crazy.
Tiger pride over here.
Right.
Okay, so 31, multiple companies. How many employees do you have with all the companies combined? Just ballpark.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Not counting crews, we're at about 120.
120.
Between all the different businesses. But that does include overseas employees. We have about 20 of those.
So VAs.
Virtual assistants, yeah.
Okay.
But most of them are account managers for us.
Okay, so run with that. So you love VAs, clearly.
Love them.
Why do you love them? I'm terrified of them. I've never had one. Why do you love them and the value that they bring to your businesses?
So it's something, there's a level of satisfaction when you can pay somebody a wage that isn't competitive here in the States, anywhere between $7 to $15 an hour for some high level talent. And these people, they're some of the most humble, hardworking people that I've ever worked with before. Mm-hmm. And so they're willing to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning because they're in the Philippines and work an 8-hour shift in the middle of the night, because what they're making there compared to what they could be making in the farms out there or in the retail businesses out there is 10x for what they make here with us.
Sure.
And so when I get that text message once every couple months that, hey, just wanted to thank you so much for this opportunity. I just bought my mom an apartment. We're building a new house for our family. I just got my first car. Like, those are the feelings where it's like, yeah, I'm like super patriotic. I want America to grow and thrive. But when you see people that you're able to give tasks to them that they're able to handle from far away, you get that balance where it's like, yeah, we have 100 employees here, right? We're building America where we're at, but we're also expanding that footprint so much further to people that it changes their lives.
But it's all, I have control issues. I think we all do to an extent, right? Different continent, like different, thousands and thousands of miles away, a long plane, long flight away. How do you maintain that culture, that standard with them, and you never, ever see them?
What's really cool is we had an employee who was just overachiever, worked really, really hard, put in, even if we told her to only work 40 hours that week, she's putting in 120 hours. I don't know how she's doing it, but she's not sleeping, she's working nonstop. And what she did was she built this process and this program with these virtual assistants and these, we call them global contractors, to really get them to understand the craft, because in the Philippines, they don't have shingle roofs, they don't have tile roofs, right? Maybe some clay tile roofs and they throw them back into that's it, right?
Yeah.
And so when they are able to go through a training process that is so detailed that they know more than some of the roofers that we deal with, right? It's really satisfying to see that they're able to do that. So they're on weekly calls, daily calls, they're in Slack chats together, they're in Microsoft Teams meeting every single day. So they always have that like camaraderie together. That's been one thing that's really cool, but you're gonna hate me for saying this. I actually have one that's my assistant, and I've given her my credit card information, social security numbers, like she has everything about my life, and I trust her. She's been with me for 2 years now, and so she does a lot of like estimating and helps me on the appraisal side on a lot of these claims, but she also helps me on the personal side where it's like, hey, it's Mother's Day, let's order flowers for my wife, my mom, my mother-in-law, everybody. Let's just shoot those out. Or another appraiser's sister passed away recently, and so I'm like, hey, let's find their address, let's send them flowers, like let's get things like just those little tasks. She helps me book flights and has everything. Like she could technically screw me anytime, but 2 years so far, knock on wood, she's been a killer. She's my favorite.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm looking for one of those. Maybe we need to go the VA route.
We can help you find something.
I don't know. We'll see. I know there's like agencies that literally will like set you up with them. So that's super cool. So, like I said, I'm not anti it, right? And whether it's like I said, in that $7 to $12 an hour, even if you pay them $20 an hour here, I'm willing to pay somebody $20 an hour here. But like, it's entitlements. I don't know how do you say it? That sound like a dick. Like
it's hard.
Like
it's really hard.
Entitlement issues, or like someone's always sick, or there's always this, or kid stuff, or personal stuff. There's always something going on, and those other guys are just like so non. This is a stereotype. Make that very clear. So those listening and roofers that are listening to this, like I have mostly Guatemalans that do my work for me, and I have some Mexicans, right? Apart from white Americans, right? But the guys up on the roof, throwing tile, throwing shingles are mostly Guatemalans and then Mexicans. And my Guatemalans do circles around my Mexicans, and they're like, they never complain. They show up not that my Mexicans don't, but like there's a little bit more entitlement there. There's a little more laziness there. There's a little more like puffing of the chest, and not because they were like born. A lot of them were born here. Like their families from Mexico, but they're like, dude, you're born in Chandler or Glendale or Avondale. Like you're from here, bro.
Yeah.
But like these Guatemalan guys, like they literally wait. They work 12 hours a day. They're like, hey, Thanksgiving, like, can we do a roof Thursday, Friday, Saturday? And I'm like, bro, it's Thanksgiving. They're like, we don't give two shits about American football. And I'm like, all right, here's a roof, right? Christmas. I remember doing one in Payson. They went and stayed up in the Airbnb in Payson and did a roof Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Because they had nothing else to do. They're like, we just want to work. And I'm like, okay.
Cool.
Right? It's wild. And I'm very grateful for those guys, man. Like, what do you do? Just curious. What do you do to show appreciation to whether it's your estimators, whether it's your production guys, your crews in the field, maybe your admin or VAs? What are some things that you do to give back and show appreciation to your team?
Yeah, so we have Wednesday morning meetings every Wednesday where we go back and either we're giving shout outs, we call it her meetings, hype, educate, entertain, right?
Hype?
Yeah, hype, educate, entertain.
Her meetings, okay.
Yep, because I'm not a sexist. So
Yeah.
we have to make sure we get the women's voice in there at all times, just to clarify that.
Right,
And it's funny because that's actually one of our managers was like, what should we call it? And she's somebody that always reminds us that we're in a male-dominated area.
Big time.
And so we always have to bring back whenever we can. And so we call it the her meetings. And in those meetings, we're always giving that feedback to the employees. We have 3 core values. It's win, growth, and versatility. And so every week we have somebody who showed that core value, and then everyone's cheering for them, getting them all hyped up. And then at the end of the quarter, whoever had either the most, either the strongest core value shown there, or they had the most like recommendations, they either get a pair of AirPods, a Blackstone, something like that. And so that's one way that we've been able to really show attention to those employees. Every week we're giving out anywhere between $50 to $100 worth of gift cards out to the employees, just little spiffs here and there, Christmas bonuses, and we try really focusing on the culture, right? We rent out 150 seats to the Diamondbacks every year so that all the employees can go. Suns game. We have
You
a
need
bunch
to give
of
your
Suns
contact
games.
for the D-backs because I've been wanting to do that.
It's so sweet.
Yeah.
It's not that expensive at all. I think we did a not the Rockies. That would be a really cheap game.
No, did they pay you?
They paid me actually.
To the D-backs Rockies, that's like,
It blew my mind though. Like we went to the Rangers game after we lost them in the World Series, so I thought the whole stadium would be packed because it was some type of rivalry.
Right.
No, we got behind. I mean, we were in the nosebleed because I'm like, let's try it out, see what's happening. But
Sure.
right behind home plate, so we had the perfect view. I think it ended up being like $20 a ticket, and we rented out 150 tickets.
So it's nothing.
Nothing. And so we got everyone and their families. You had unlimited amount of tickets that you could get for your family. You just have to make sure you book.
Yeah,
exactly. And so
that's awesome.
those are like the little things that we try doing where what I've realized is I can pay people a ton of money. That doesn't keep people.
Yeah.
I have competitors that will do a $50,000 sign-on bonus tomorrow to get somebody that's underperforming just because they have private equity money to back it, right?
Sure.
But they don't have that ability to actually know that person's family, have the ability to talk to them on a human level instead of just numbers. And I think that's gone a long way. And I think the average employee that we have is probably 6 or 7 years veterans inside of our company. They stay around because they have fair compensation, but also they're part of something bigger.
Right. That's super cool. Like I said, because people are like, just throw money at him. I'm like, dude, anybody can throw money at him. So you're the common denominator is money. It's like, cool, you lose. Like, what separates yourself from that? And we did that. We did our pool party that we did. That's customer appreciation and employees. We had like 400 or 500 people there.
Sick.
And run out the groves, right? Like for 2 or 3 hours. Like, dude, it was so fun. It was so much fun. But that's a huge thing to make sure that you continue to incentivize your employees. Like I remember her name's Jessie. She's one of my call centers, and she's one of those. She just hit her 4-year anniversary this last week, right? Call center, like loves gangster on the phones, right?
Awesome.
Everybody loves Jessie. I don't know one person never got in 4 years never once gotten a complaint from Jessie. Like awesome.
That's what you need, right?
Stellar team member, yeah. And I remember it was like year 1 or year 2. We do is PPS. Brandon Dawson told me is PPS, right? Personal, professional, financial goals, right? And 3 of them, and every 90 days we go over these goals of like what you're trying to do. Like I said, buy a house or get out of debt, or older guys, put one of your kids in through college or stuff like that. And one of them was hers was to go to Disneyland during Halloween. And I'm like, okay, well, we know how expensive Disneyland is, right?
Especially during Halloween.
Especially during prime season.
Yeah.
And July, it's not that bad. But and I said, cool. So instead of like, hey, here's money, we give her like Disneyland gift cards, dude. It was like, hey, we're gonna help you get these bonuses, hit these metrics, so that one, you can take the time off to go, but then we're gonna help you financially to go. And it wasn't like, here's just money, like pay off a bill or whatever bull crap. Because like there's no like, dude, my boss helped me go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, that's the kind of stuff.
Got chills, bro.
That's why that was what makes them stay. But we just think just like throwing money at them, like, dude, or hire your commission percentages or hire their base or give them a little, like, dude, Like a bonus doesn't do jack. It goes away so fast, and it's like I'm back to what it's in for me. Instead of like those memories, those experiences, right? Even like AirPods for $200, $250, like instead of giving them $250 cash, giving them AirPods, just like the tangibles, it's just a game changer.
It really is.
Okay, so switching to, oh man, I go on forever about this kind of stuff with you. Dude, so the insurance part of roofing, psycho. Terrible. But you work with appraisals and appraisers, and you work with adjusters.
Yeah.
7 days a week.
Yep.
Like your friend, you know all of them. Some of them hate you, some of them love you.
A lot more hate, but
A lot more hate, right?
Yeah.
How do you navigate that kind of an approach? Because I don't do that at all. Make that very clear. So like, your bread and butter is my burnt toast. Like that's like if we do it on accident, right?
Right.
We don't approach it. We don't have door knocking teams. We don't. If somebody calls a State Farm adjuster and we're one of the preferreds and they call us out, we'll go run the claim, whatever. But we're not actively seeking those type of claims, those type of roofs.
Yeah, insurance recovery.
Yes.
Not your bread and butter.
And that is like that's literally what you do. And you print like 8 figures a year from that crap, right?
That's correct.
So that being said, why that route instead of the retail route like me? Sheer curiosity.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. It's what I knew. It's what I knew when I started, right?
Okay.
And so I worked a storm in high school. I was a junior in high school. And I went to Colorado for 2 weeks, and I sold 2 contracts, and I made like $1,200 or something. I thought I was the richest kid in school, right?
In high school.
In high school, right?
$1,200 like
Junior year.
$12,000.
Yeah, I felt rich. Like I had to take a guess every week that week, and so didn't think really much about insurance or roofing at all. Get back to my mission. Working for this guy, he promised me $52K a year. I'm like, dude, I'm freaking balling. 21-year-old kid, $52K a year,
Yeah,
like,
$1,000
I'm gonna be so rich. And then when I show up to the interviews, like, hey, actually, we can only pay you $24K a year, $12 an hour, and then we'll build you up. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, let me show my worth. I'm all about showing my worth, right? And that's why all my contracts are contingency contracts. Like, I need to make you money first before I make any money.
Sure.
And so
prove it.
Yeah, exactly. I have to prove it. And so I worked for him for about 3 months. I wasn't making any money. And so I was like, hey, can I sell for you? Let me sell for you too on the side. Like I'll work 9 to 5 every day. Don't worry about it. After 5, I'm going to go sell some contracts. I became his best salesperson. No sales experience. Roofing. Yeah.
Roofing. Okay.
So he's a public adjuster, roofer. Same concept as what we're doing.
Sure.
And so selling. And then I'm like, man, I just made, in one day, I sold 2 contracts and I made $1,500. And I'm like, man, I made more money today than I will for the next 3 weeks. This is crazy. Right. And so I went up to him like, hey, look, I really like selling. I do. It's like it's in my nature. I didn't know it was in my nature, but it is.
Sure.
But I also want to grow in your company and be your construction manager. I want to be your right hand man, right?
Sure.
And I'm like, but I can't do it for $12 an hour. Hit me with $40K a year. I don't need the full 52 yet. Let me keep proving myself. But hit me with it, like, meet me in the middle somewhere. And he's like, he looked me straight in the eyes. I remember very vividly, we were in his, what's that truck that has like, it's a Chevy the Avalanche, you know?
Yeah.
It's very, you can know what an Avalanche is. We're in his Avalanche and he's
like
like
a Honda Ridgeline.
Exactly.
Knockoff. Yeah.
And he's like, you're not worth it, Brad. And I'm like, all right. So I for me as a 21-year-old kid, I'm like, I'm not worth it. Like I'll just keep chugging along. He'll eventually see my worth, whatever.
Sure.
Went to go talk to my brothers and they're like, no, you are worth it. Screw that guy. Let's go do this together, right?
Okay.
And so we just jumped into it. Door to door, I feel like it's a lot easier to sell somebody a new roof for $1,000 than it is to sell somebody a roof for $20,000, right? And so we just started doing that. I went on a mission to Mexico, so Spanish speaking. So I'm hitting South Phoenix, Glendale, Central Mesa, wherever I could go that I know they're going to speak Spanish. And it was a very untapped market because they didn't understand, like the Latino population was underserved because insurance companies would take the premiums but not ever have to worry about filing claims because everybody knows, right? And so we just killed it.
Lack of education, not a clue.
There was none, and so we killed it our first year. First year we did $2 million in revenue, and this guy at this time in 2016, his first 3 years put together was just $2 million. I'm like, bro, you could have this, right? Like we could have been doing this together, but whatever, right? And maybe I wasn't that great of an employee, who knows? But I knew that working for myself, I did good for myself. And so I think, to answer your question.
Did you say your brothers?
Mm-hmm.
Are you still working with your brothers?
No, so that's another good story, right?
We'll go into that in a second.
We're gonna
I heard brothers, yeah. Family, hail to the no. Hopefully that's the same.
No,
and
I bought them out slowly over time. Some of them quicker than others, but all in all, we're on pretty good terms, so that's good. But
sure.
But ultimately, to answer your question, is because it's what we knew, we were good at. It's an easy sell. Let's go sell it out and then blow up that side of it. But with that side of it, for every one person that you need in the retail side, we need 3 or 4 because the overhead is just crazy with insurance work. So it's the double-edged sword for sure.
Sure. Interesting. That's crazy because literally the ratios of like what you guys do retail versus insurance and what I do is like the same thing just flipped. Like it's
wild.
It's wild.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's at least in Arizona, make that very clear. Those storm chasers listening, that like this is completely different than the rest. Like Arizona is its own little unicorn, its own little bubble because we don't have cat storms. We just don't. Like we have no extremism in weather except for heat, and insurance doesn't pay heat last time I checked. So
they don't.
But okay, so we haven't had any like this might just be a limited mindset on my behalf. I'm very vulnerable, very like I don't mind throwing myself under the bus. Like if I F up on something, like totally cool.
Love it.
There hasn't been any like legitimate storms the last like year and a half though, right?
So that's the nice thing is they do pay for heat, but not directly for heat, right? You know better than anybody else, these 20-year-old roofs that are supposed to last 30, 40 years don't in Arizona.
Dry.
Right?
Yeah.
They're too dry.
We call them 30-year dimensionals, we call them 20-year, anything higher than Payson, anything higher than Payson will last 30 years. Anything lower than Payson, lower than Black Canyon City, because the heat, 20 years.
Instantly. And so what we've noticed is these wind ratings, you have 90 to 120 mile per hour wind ratings, but when they're this old and the shingles are that brittle, a 30 mile, 40 mile per hour gust can blow off shingles right off the rip, crease the shingles. What I'm noticing a lot, and a lot of manufacturers might not like me for this, but I actually think that 3-tab shingles have a lot better value than dimensional shingles in a lot of situations, because what I'm noticing is a lot of these manufacturers, they're not creating a shingle that actually adheres to itself properly, and so where we're getting a lot of roofs paid for is where that dragon's tooth, that top layer of the dimensional, is flipping over, and it's creasing all over these roofs, and then when I go in,
because they're not sticking,
and then just a little bit of wind can blow them up and boom, flip over instantly.
Right.
And so when we have a small windstorm, we had one in Gilbert a couple days ago where some trees fell over, but it wasn't what we see in 2010 or 2018.
2010.
Right. I was in high school, bro. I wish I was a little bit older.
I make $40,000 2010. I was making $14.50 an hour. I started January 2010. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, I could have made like $50 million. Oh,
it's all right. We're learning.
Oh
we're learning. We're young and we're learning is our saying.
I was like, well, my uncle's been doing it for 43 years now or whatever, right? And he's like, that's the biggest. I mean, there was one in Prescott, there was one in Safford, right?
Yeah, we get little ones.
But like that one in 2010, like in the history of his career,
it's over the century.
It's only time it's ever happened. I'm like, can we get that before I turn like 50?
That'd be nice.
Like the next.
I wouldn't complain.
Yeah. My gosh.
And so that's why we are moving down to Tucson not full time, but opening up a physical location, because Tucson has received a couple of cat storms where they've had inch and a half hail over the last 2 years back to back, where Phoenix isn't. So it's like, all right, let's keep doing these wind claims where it takes a lot of documentation, where we have to go in, we get the insurance company to pay for 15, 20 shingles on the roof, then we have to send somebody out there to go actually attempt the repairs on the 15 shingles, show that it's not repairable, and explain why a shingle roof can't be repaired when they keep creasing because they're all connected, they're one interlocking piece basically. It's a lot of overhead. Versus you go down to Tucson, you knock a door, you close them, there's hail damage, they pay for the roof. Like you were talking about cat storms, they pay for it like that. And so we're trying to balance. Move on. Yeah, so we're trying to balance that out where keep the wind claims coming in because they're consistent and a lot of people don't know they have the damage that they do because you don't see those dragon teeth creases on it. You only notice it if there's felt paper or plywood showing.
Right, so and you see it on the news. Right. But there could be like a normal windstorm, and a couple of trees down, but nothing crazy. But there's neighborhoods that have been completely compromised because of the heat and all that stuff.
Exactly.
And Tucson gets triple the rain.
Yep.
I had none.
Yeah, it's crazy.
5 years ago. I'm like, it's 90 minutes that way. Payson's 90 minutes that way. I'm like, what do you mean they get triple the rain?
Is the elevation higher there? I think it's higher there, right?
It is.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Not by a lot.
Okay.
But also, they don't have the heat, but the concrete bubble that we have in Phoenix, where it's like all asphalt and all concrete based.
Yeah.
They don't have that. Tucson is decent size, but it's very spread out too.
That makes sense.
Whereas like Phoenix is just a shit ton of concrete for like 30 square miles, right? Just concrete. So that heat pocket, a lot of times the rain will just dry out before you even get there, or go around it. It's like, we're gonna go around. It's like there's an accident. We're just gonna go around that and totally miss Phoenix. Okay, so why multiple businesses instead of like a $20-25 million roofing company and nothing else?
Great question. What I realized is it's kind of like what you mentioned at the beginning. Big collaborator, right? I know that I can't do things on my own, so when I was buying my brothers out, it was always in the place to replace them with somebody else, because I know if I run my own business, I have so many faults in how I run a business that I need somebody there who can be behind a computer all day and run the numbers and track the claims and all those things, because that's not me, right? I'm shake hands, kiss babies kind of guy, right? And so on the same side, it's when, like you were talking about, is man, I'm throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars referrals over to these other companies. I'm not capable between the capacity and maybe even the intelligence to go start an HVAC company.
Right.
So instead
from scratch, like
yeah, I'm gonna go do it. I'm just gonna do all my roof claims and maybe grow from it.
you could sell it in your sleep. I guarantee you, I could be an AC salesman tomorrow. Sell all new units and freaking smoke people.
And not know anything about AC units,
Dude,
right?
it don't matter. But like I said, I know how to make you smile. I know how to make you happy. I can add value, and I can give you a great price, and I can close your ass.
Right, but then add all the other figures that come into
no idea how to put it on.
financials, everything that you have to track behind there.
Yeah.
And so once I realized, man, there are so many people out here that do lack the marketing or the sales side or the financial background or the operations. They're really good at sales. And if I could just collaborate with them and give them my skill set and what advocacy as a whole can offer to them, then I don't need to be heavily involved every single day in that company, but we both are going to be making more money. And so, like that core value I mentioned before with the win, it's actually win-win-win. It needs to be a win-win-win situation for everybody involved. And so when I go and I talk to companies...
We're 3 wins.
Well, why are there 3 wins?
Yeah, who are the 3 that win? Or just like...
Yeah, so it'd be, in this situation, it's usually me, the employees or the other business partner, and then the customer.
And the customer. Okay, so there's 3. Okay.
Exactly, because if we're doing more volume, we can either give them better service because we can service people every single day, better pricing because we're getting bulk pricing on our units. There's a lot of ways that we can service them by being a bigger company working together. Or if you're working with a roof and an HVAC at the same time, you don't have to call 2 different people, you just call us and we'll handle it.
And you get discounts because your overhead's smaller because it's on one umbrella.
Exactly. Exactly. And so for us, it came to the point where I'm like, all right, let's collaborate. And so first person that we offered that position to or that partnership was Mark. He's a rock star.
How long have you been Mark?
Mark is 2022 is when we signed the contract, and then we became vested at the end of 2023.
Oh, so that's like almost right after I started coaching.
Yeah, probably.
Like right around there.
Yeah,
oh wow.
It might be right about that. Maybe that was a connection where he's like, hey, I need to
solid
grow.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Because he did. He saw there was a hole in his business where he was chilling around the 1 million mark for a while, and he's like, I'm not getting past that hump. And so what we do a lot of the times is we say, okay, we know we're good at sales and marketing, and we have the infrastructure to build. We're going to guarantee a profit goal that you're going to get paid as a salary before we split any profits, and we're going to guarantee a revenue goal. And if we hit those those 2 goals, then we get a portion of your business. And it's as simple as that. And so as long as we put our money where our mouth is, and there was times where we thought that we were going to have to reach out of our pocket to pay Mark's salary because in winter with HVAC, very, very cyclical. But because of roofing wasn't so cyclical for us, we were able to keep him completely busy during the winters and never had to dip into our pockets. We never skipped a beat. And this year we're on pace right now to do $6 million in revenue, and from a million, right? So it's crazy to be able to see that grow. So give him a text message after this.
Dude, freaking Mark.
He's a killer.
Dude, that's awesome. Oh, we'll take a picture. We'll send it to him. Yeah. Dude, I have an NDA out for an HVAC company.
Okay.
A friend of Mark's.
Okay.
Also stuck in that one.
I might know who it is.
Yeah. There's like 6 buddies that are all in that bubble. And
they're in a group text message together.
Yes, they are. It's a cult text message.
I love it though.
It is a curated, like that's like going to church.
Yeah.
Yeah, that text group. I've seen it before.
I love it.
But same thing. I'm like, hey, like these guys are doing this and this and this. I'm like, dude, same thing. Like you've been doing 1.15 for a freaking decade. I'm like, dude, like I did $1 million in 5 months. Like no investors, no partners, from scratch, just winging it.
Yeah.
For lack of better words, right? I mean, I had a 10-year head start.
You grind, and you grinded a lot.
Yeah, it was like 60 hours a week by freaking Wednesday, right? Like, but I'm like, dude, I was like, the same thing. I'm like, if we just come together like this, I was like, I know nothing about HVAC. It doesn't matter what industry you're about, right? Like restoration.
As long as it's connected somehow.
Any service business, it can touch. I have landscapers that refer me for roofs. I have pest control that refer me for roofs. I have painters that refer me for roofs. Like, dude, it's the same address.
Yep.
It's the 4162 East Los Altos. That's my house. You come and kill me, it's fine. Like, it's the same house to fix the garage door, to fix the paint, or the stucco, or to do the floors.
Don't give my secrets away, Jason. That's my vision, bro.
Dude, but and I think the cool part is like I just had Austin Zabak.
Okay.
If you know Austin, he's gonna do $1 billion in real estate sales this year.
Crazy.
Nationwide.
Yeah.
Like he has 350 agents under him, his team, not a brokerage, his team.
Nice. Straight
Straight assassin, right? It's like Elena Cardone's gonna be on his podcast next week. Like big dude, like big name locally here. Went to Mesquite, like
cool.
Yeah.
Love to hear that.
Oh, dude.
I love the local people killing
just
it.
turned 30.
Love
Right. Like he's just freaking this. It reminds me a lot of you and me and others. And I'm like, dude, come, let's just talk.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation. Just talking to this thing for a minute.
Right.
And dude, absolutely wild. And I was talking with him, and that's kind of the thing of like being. It's talking about it versus doing it, right? Like having multiple stories. That's my goal. I told people that I'm like, I want to have a pest control company. I want to have a pool company, and I want to have a landscaping company, and I want to have HVAC and all that. Because you can touch all painting. Like when you go to the roof, we put on new flashings that are ugly as hell. It's not even sexy roof status when I'm done until you paint it.
Yeah.
Right? And then I gotta go pay a painter to make it stop.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, oh hey, we're going down to Tucson. We have 2 commercial buildings we're doing down in Tucson. It's gonna be a freaking $15,000 or $20,000 AC bill just to pull them off and reconnect them. That like into my pocket instead of just throwing it out that way. No, different conversation. I'm getting excited, but it's what you're doing right now, right? I'm just like a few steps, a few chapters behind of what you're doing, but I'm like, dude, the collaboration though, and the cool part is like you changed Mark's life. Yeah. You changed his legacy. You changed his income. I know he's lost a shit ton of weight, right? Like all those things are because you've been in that nucleus, that ecosystem from you guys, and it's super freaking cool to see. So that's what I hope I get to do with my buddy. As we mature this and make it like a legitimate thing before the end of the year, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna freaking, like, I'm almost, like I say, almost like in a mad way, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking change your life.
Love
right?
it.
And he's like,
it's gonna change your life too, though. That's the nice thing.
Right?
It's that win-win side of it too, because I got so much from Mark between more money, more knowledge. Like I'm just generally a better person because of my partnerships that I'm building.
Dude, and that's the restoration side. I'm like, how many 6 figures do I give away for restoration stuff?
Yeah, all the leaks
when it rains, it hasn't rained a year and a half, but when it does, restoration.
You'll be ready.
A lot of phone calls, right? Okay, so I love the diversification of like, okay, cool, we do this, but these guys work with these, especially shingles. Most of them have roof-mounted units.
Yeah.
Like 90% of your roofs are on the roof. If it's shingle roof, right?
100%.
Most of them.
Yep.
So it's like easy second sale. Like it's a number. Oh hey, like your units all. Like what if we just bundled it for financing and just like throw another $10,000 for units? It's another $130 a month. Okay, thanks. Like
one of the cool things that we've been talking about for so long, but we're finally implementing it and seeing it come to fruition is insurance companies will typically pay us anywhere between $1,500 to $2,500 for the crane, the detach reset, all of that to make sure that it's put back in properly, right?
Sure.
Instead of having a roofer go in and jack it up and get the shingles out, right? Right?
Yeah.
And so with that, what we're implementing is having a call with the homeowner and say, hey, look, we're part of advocacy and we're going to come out and detach and reset your unit. What's cool though is we're gonna have to do that anyway, so the labor is already there. So let's just apply the labor to a full unit. Your unit's 25 years old. You might as well get one right now. We'll finance it in, but you're gonna get a $1,500 discount off the unit, and it's been working really freaking well. It's been awesome.
Dude. Yeah, like I think like foam. So foam coatings, right? I sprayed, I don't know, 1,000, but at least 100 to 500 square a week of foam.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, dude, if there's a unit on there, non-negotiable with Ukraine. Because like I said, where do they leak? Under the freaking elbows.
Every time.
And I'm like, I'll warranty your roof except for the elbow. If like, I don't pay for the crane fee. I'm like, cool. So and I've only done it twice in 15 years. But like, hey, sign this doc that says if it leaks underneath the AC unit, and we'll literally do the entire house and literally sawzall around the AC unit, not touch it, not crane it, not pull it off.
Every time though.
And ring ring, pull it off. I'm like, oh well, it's now double because we're not here. I'm gonna come back.
Right.
But I'm like, dude, pull that off, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, so those that are listening and trying to grow into their business, like, the easiest sale is the second sale, and you have better margins on the second sale because your CAC, your customer acquisition costs, your marketing expenses are already taken care of from the first deal. Whether it's you start with HVAC and then you tie in roofing, or you do restoration, you tie in roofing, you do roofing and tie in restoration, or however you double dip there, like. You should make way more money on the second sale because there's costs that you do not incur compared to the first person that spent that money to get in that door.
100%.
Good.
Yeah, it's been cool.
Oh my gosh. I just started like a dog chasing a meat truck right now.
just seeing it.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, oh, so much lost opportunity. I'm like, okay.
But there are a lot of problems with it, right? So
Sure.
one thing that we...
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, there's nothing wrong with it.
It's
just
not
crazy.
rainbows and butterflies.
That's how you get your yacht.
Yeah.
No, like, there's bullshit that happens with that crazy, right?
One of the biggest things for us is we realized that we didn't have a one operating system, so we just implemented EOS. I wouldn't say that like I'm a blind follower of EOS. Have you heard of that traction? Okay, so it's basically, I think it's called Entrepreneurial Operating System.
Okay.
It just helps you really focus on the business instead of like working in the business. So you have like instead of having an org chart, you have an accountability chart. And just making sure that everybody's in a seat, but not two people in one seat is kind of the biggest thing. Because what we were doing is, yeah, cool, we do HVAC too, and there was like no like communications. Like I would send Mark a text message, and the other times I'd leave a sticky note, hey, call this person, they're ready for an AC unit. But now we're like truly focusing on building out the inbound process. So if somebody calls in, we're making sure that they know that we do roofing and HVAC, because there's nothing that pisses me off more than when my next door neighbor has an HVAC contractor in their front yard, we're replacing a full unit, or a roofer on their house. I'm just like,
gosh.
My license plate has roofs on it, dude. Like, you don't think I do roofs? You just thought I liked them?
I have a $5,000 wrap, and I had literally a dude across the street from me that I gave like $5,000 of fireworks to for New Year's because we were out of town, and I'm like, hey, like we're out of town, we can't put these off anyways. Like, how do we give him? Like, it wasn't $5,000, it was like 500, but still, like, and buddies. And I'm like, dude, I was like, and he literally had another roofer there doing repairs, and I'm like, you literally can't look outside your front door without looking at my $5,000 wrap every single day for the past 4 years I've lived there. And he's still using this. I'm like,
and then the worst is they say, you do roofing? I had no clue. It's like, shut up, don't you dare tell me that. I'm going to go kill my marketer and brand if that's the case.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, fine. I'll just get 10 more billboards. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm just going to send...
And cry.
Yeah,
and cry.
And I'm going to send you mailers and door and... Yeah, no. That's so funny. Okay. How much of your work is door knocking versus traditional marketing?
Right now, so we track our money, like our revenue, as non-duplicative. So like if Select Adjusters gets a claim for $20,000 and there's $2,000 for HVAC and $2,000 for restoration, we don't count it as $24,000, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Where on our P&Ls it would show that because it's this company's paying this company, they're all separate entities.
Sure.
But when we go down to it, we track it based off of non-duplicative. And it's about 30 million is what we're paced right now to do. Last year we were at 23. We're on pace to do about 30 this year.
Love it.
So super cool.
Between all of them.
Between all of them,
okay.
Yep. And so to go into that a little bit deeper, we call Select Adjusters Poppy, like PAPI, right? Because they are the number one source of revenue that comes in. And so most of that comes from...
Yeah, that's your Oliver. That pays your bills.
Yeah.
That guy, you'd be knocking doors yourself.
Exactly.
Okay.
So with Poppy, we have about from the door, I think we're projected to do about 13 of the 30 million is from door knocking itself. Yep. And then the rest is just referrals, other contractors.
Go in the corner and cry. You can just finish this up. You want to come and talk? I'm going to leave. I'm just going to go. Just grab a pacifier, the blanket, and cuddle up. And dude, that's one of my things to implement by before the end of the year is a door knocking team.
Yeah.
Even retail. I'm like, dude, it was like Power Ranch, 4,200 homes, all 20 years old, all have money. Average roof was $20,000.
Yep, and you know that they're getting roofs done every single day.
Yes, and I've lived there for a fucking decade. For 11 years, I've lived in there, and I've sponsored every stupid school thing and every community thing. And I still see Hose A, Hose B, whatever. No, not like literally, but like whatever ABC roofing company, and they're doing a roof, and I'm like, and then I'm like going to my Sarah, I'm like, did we even bid that roof? Yeah. I'm like, we didn't even bid it. If we bid it and lost it, like shame on my sales team.
Right.
We didn't even bid it, man. And I'm like, I hate life.
But when I moved into my neighborhood, I'm in like Northeast Mesa. I moved in the neighborhood. First thing I did was I sent a mailer out with, like, took a photo shoot of my family in front of the HOA and said like, hey, we do roofing, we do HVAC, we do restoration. If you call me, I promise you, whatever price you have, I'll beat it by 10% because I want to be your neighbor, right? Yeah. Yes, I'll make money on it. Like obviously I didn't say that, but I want to be your neighbor. I want to do your roof, even if I don't make any money on it. That's what I want. And then
presence, domination.
We doubled down, and I said, "Hey, girls, we're gonna go knock doors. My girls are 8 and 7 at this time. They were, I think, 5 and 6. We're gonna go knock some doors. Just drop off some cookies with the neighbors, with the little flyers, and just tell them, hey, these are the things that we do. If you ever need anything, I probably wouldn't even charge these people. Like, they call me and say, hey, I need a couple tiles fixed. I'm probably just go do it for free. Like, my stuff will cost me $700 or whatever. I don't care. And not one person called us, and I was so offended. And then I realized though it wasn't all their fault. It was partially my fault. The door knocking, I only knocked like 50 of the 300 homes in our neighborhood. Okay. But the other 250, they told me the reason. Well, I talked to one of them, and they're like, "Oh, you do the roofing? I thought you were just a referral guy. I thought you just like know a guy that knows a guy." I'm like, no, I'm the one that does it. Like, yeah, I'm not physically on the.
My name's not Angie. Yeah, or home advisor.
That's what they thought. So I'm like, so what happened is my marketer sucked, and he made it sound like I was a referral guy, not the one actually providing the service.
Right.
And so.
And they're like, yeah, we don't want to deal with those people.
Yeah, we're going back to the drawing board after. This was a couple weeks ago, so now I'm like, we're going back to the drawing board. All right, we're gonna redo the flyer and send it back out with one of our new services that we're gonna offer soon.
And you see bro with a hammer like,
exactly.
Actually, I don't put the roof on.
Like, literally I don't, but like I provide the service.
Yeah, like I actually own the company. I just don't even own a hammer. I rented it from Home Depot.
My lower back cannot handle any roofing. Trust me, you don't want me on there.
That's so funny.
Because I'm getting my roof done in the next 2 weeks. We got hit by that 2023 storm, so I've had a jacked up roof that I've been fighting the insurance company for a really long time. So now what I'm going to do is before I do the roof, I'm sending out the flyer and saying, hey, I'm doing my roof. I will give you a 20% discount if you do it at the same time because I'm going to get a bulk buy for all the underlayment, the detachment piece of the tile. I'm replacing my tile, so use us, right? And we'll see if that works a little bit better because same thing. 20 to 25-year-old roofs, they need to be replaced.
Dude, and they're never going to go away, and there's a gajillion of them.
Yep.
And the valley is only getting older and older and older and older as we go. Crazy. Okay, all right, we're out of time. But non-roofing related question: if you could give anybody listening right now, right in the grind in the house, think of you and your brothers like just in the heat of it, right? Most of them are doing anywhere from $500,000 to 95% of small businesses don't do more than $3 million. Don't have more than 10 employees and are in business in 3 years or less. 95%. Crazy, right? So those listening, 9 out of 10 of them are going to be gone in 3 years. They'll be an adjusted for State Farm, right? They'll be somewhere else. What advice would you give to them as you overcome those obstacles and those breaking points, as we call them? What is something that what would be your number one nugget for them as they're trying to get from $500,000, just like the marks of the world, right? They're going from $500,000 to $1 million to maybe 2 or 3, and they're just stuck. They've been there forever, or they've never seen it. They've never tasted it. 5 million, 8 million, 10 million, 20 million. What advice would you give?
I think it goes twofold. I think for me, the first thing I would say is to really enjoy what you're doing. I'm not a roofer. I'm not an HVAC guy. That's not who I am. I'm providing a service, and when I know that somebody is super hot in their house and they're not anymore, and I was able to provide that, and I see those smiles, I see that happiness, I see the 5-star review, that's what gets me really going. Providing that service, helping someone. The second part of it is you gotta work harder than everybody else. Like, there's times where I feel like I'm just the laziest person in the entire world because I sleep until 7:30 or 8 o'clock on a Friday because you know what, I deserve it every once in a while. I go back and I'm like, no, but I was answering phone calls at 10 p.m. I was sending out an estimate at 11 o'clock. I was trying to acquire a pest control company on a Sunday or a Saturday. And so if you put those things together, if you really truly enjoy being an entrepreneur and you work freaking hard, you have to succeed. You have to. Like, I'm not smarter than anybody else in there. I always tell people I'm probably the dumbest person in the room, but I surround myself with really smart people and I work hard, and with those things together and a big smile, I can get success.
And you can't give up. So I feel people have that. They're passionate about what they're doing. They like what they're doing. They're animated. They're excited. They have that passion, and they might have the drive. But Hermosi talks about this like crazy. Like his go-to. Every time I see his stuff, he's like, just don't give up. Just don't give up. Just don't give up. He's like, you want to know like why everybody else lost? Because they give up. You want to know why you're still in the race? Because you haven't given up. That's literally the only difference was that they said at one point in time they mentally said, I am out. I am done. I'm selling. I'm closing my doors. I'm getting rid of it. I'm out. It's over. They mentally committed and quit. I literally texted my wife today. This true story. This is off the cuff, by the way. This is not.
Second time getting chills in the podcast. You're doing pretty good, Jason.
Twice?
Twice.
Oh, third time's charm.
Yeah.
That was not what I said. Here, she said. This is earlier today. I'm proud of you, love, for putting your head down and grinding, even when everything sucks and feels like it's all going. This is literally today. All going downhill at once. You've never given up, and I love that about you. And I said, never have, never will. And I said, failure is inevitable, quitting is a choice. Like, literally, those conversations you have. Like, dude, your wife is your superpower, by the way.
I was going to say, the support is huge.
Dude, that was literally today. My wife is a freaking G. And I almost got divorced 2 years ago. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. Same woman.
Yeah.
But, like, I have my head on my ass. And I just like...
It's the same mindset change.
Dude, that's literally all it is. And so, going back to that is, like, having that, like... Because a lot of us, like... the Marks of the world, right? And I say that in a very complimentary way. Like, they've been grinding, but, like, they give up. Like, don't give up, right? So be passionate about what you're doing and love what you do and work your freaking butt off. But we only want to work our butt off when it's cool, when it's fun, the cameras and the lights and the offices and the cool trucks and the cool trips that we get to go on, right? Like, all that stuff. But like when you just like are just you have your your face in your hands on your knees in the closet, just bawling your eyes. I don't know if you've ever done this. I do this. Not every day, not even every month, but I've done this multiple times where I'm just like sobbing. Or I'll be in my truck and my wife won't even see it. I'll just be like in my truck just like, what am I doing?
Just let it out.
Like what am I doing? Like I'm done. I'm over this. I like just hang it up. Like, have a PE group call me, just come and check for $5 million, I'm out. Be done. Settle, and like, move on, go do something else later, right? Hang out for a couple of years, and then go do something else. But like, that dogfight in you can't give up, you can't quit, you gotta stay in the arena, the man in the arena. My favorite quote, by far, is the man in the arena. Like, dude, Marcus Aurelius. Like, you can't give up, you gotta stay in the fight. And that's what I love about you and what you've done. I mean, how long have you been in the game?
About 9 years.
9 years, right? And how many times have you wanted to give up?
Many times. And people have tried shutting me down. I've had the Department of Insurance down my back forever since I started, right?
Still!
State Farm down my back since I started. So, like, It's not only the internal conflicts, you have external conflicts always hitting you and forces hitting you. You gotta push through them.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And make sure you're in that industry where you can make money, right? Don't tell me you're gonna go sell bobbleheads on the weekends at a swap meet and expect to make 6 figures. It's not gonna happen. But I think that someone like you, Jason, could go and start a barbell company, and yeah, you're not going to sell them on weekends at a swap meet, but you're going to create a drop shipping campaign that's going, like, there's ways to make money in literally any industry. You just got to be able to think about it and create it.
Yeah, and like the shiny object syndrome, like, dude, like, put your head down and freaking grind it out. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Dude, it's wild now more than ever, because I have like 35, 40 guys on Tuesdays that come in and learn that $500,000 to 2 or 3 million. Like, I think I'm gonna do this. And I'm like, dude, you're doing $1 million a year. You're doing $100,000 a month. Pardon my French. Shut the fuck up. Like, you haven't done, or I'm gonna start coaching or consulting. Oh my gosh.
But what?
I'm like,
you can't.
I was like, you turn your phone off for 30 days and you don't have a freaking business.
Yeah.
You turn your phone off for a week, you don't have a business, and you want to coach somebody? Because I get shit for coaching, right? Like scale,
I'm glad you call that.
All the scale stuff, right? Like, oh, Jason's a coach. He hasn't. I'm like, well, I've done 10 million 3 years in a row, and I've only had a company for 6 years. So there's my rap sheet.
There's a little credentials there.
It might be bullshit. Some people are like, you're a pussy. That's fine. Others like, I can't even fathom having $100,000 payroll every Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just for payroll. There's another thing called suppliers that also want that same dollar amount also on Friday.
Right.
But I told him, like, dude, I didn't even entertain consulting or buying another company, right? A different service company or whatever, till I was already doing 8 figures.
Have to.
Not 7. Like, you're still a novice. You're still in that 95% failure rate. Like, get out of in my opinion, like, dude, put your freaking head down for 5 years. 5 years. Like I said, 80 hours a week, just grinding it out, getting on the roof and getting your, like, blowing through the Nikes, right? Getting up on the roofs, like, getting rid of them. And then if you want to do something else, but, like, dude, you got to, like, create something first before you try and create something second. Right?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
100%.
Ugh. That's what I'm like, dude. Like, because I see him do it, I'm like, oh, public adjusting and roofing, and then also I'm like, then he pulls the mark card, then he pulls the restoration card. I'm like, but I was like, I already knew you were doing 8 figures. I'm like, he's already doing 10, 12, 15 million with, in Vegas, like another whole nother location. Like, you want to freaking mic drop, open a second location out of state. That's ballsy, right?
Fun.
That's not fun. Like, don't do it. I don't recommend it. It's never ends well. No, dude, Brett, thanks for being on here, man.
This is awesome.
Love what you're doing. Love we need more roofers like Brett.
Appreciate that, Jason.
Dude, I literally today went to a house, not my game, retail game, right? Up in Scottsdale, Monier Homestead tile, flat. Biggest piece of shit tile ever made on planet Earth, right? Those, not roofing, just hear me out. It's a piece of shit tile. Anyways, a flipper 6 years ago, 2019, flips it, does a refelt, keeps the existing underlayment, keeps the existing dollar metals, existing drip edge, dormers, pipe jacks, everything. Is 8 skylights, all the flashings around the skylights, everything. 1995 house, 30 years old. Reuses all the flashing, reuses everything, keeps the underlayment, puts synthetic on top. You guys can put synthetic underneath your shingles all day long. High five.
Don't do it on my tile.
You put it under tile, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like I with a passion. Like I don't care who you are. Yeah. I will destroy you. Do not do that. That is so unethical. Such dog crap. Do not do that. I'm literally this morning on this house, and I'm like, I was like, and they already did half the house. Well, half the house is chipped tiles. So they replaced like a pallet, so like 300 tiles or so, with a not even close color of eagle, and the rest of the house still has like 2,500 bottom right corner chip pieces that they used red dye in the mortar and filled every single one of them after they laid the tile. And somebody literally go through and fill all of those.
Oh my gosh.
It's not insurance.
Yeah.
It was insurance to do, like piece of shit tile.
Yeah.
Sorry. Right? Oh, and it's already been redone. So the lady that bought it, that is now selling it, bought that roof as is like that. She had no idea. And the home inspector's like, didn't say anything. The realtor didn't say anything. And I'm like, ugh. And
where do we start?
And it's like a 60 square roof.
I was gonna say, it sounds like a big group with that many
Like,
chips.
bro, you're 40 to 60 G's for new tile. Like, you're in deep caca.
Yeah.
And you're trying to sell your house like that. That literally happened today. And I'm like, dude, I was like, so I truly, as much as people think that I hate other roofers, I do. But not all of them. But like, you're one of the ones and I'm friends with most of them. Make that very clear. I don't like having vendetta against. I just don't like guys that do shady work.
Right.
Drives me nuts. Like, and I've said this before. It's a stat that's been out forever. 21 out of the past 25 years, roofing is at the highest number of ROCs in place. 21 out of 25. And this is nationwide. Arizona actually has pretty decent roofing. The rest of the country, like storm chasing, garbage reputation.
Crazy.
21 out of 25 years, one time in 17 years in a row.
It makes it easy for guys like us, though.
Yes,
That's
I'm like, oh
what
yeah, I completely agree we suck, but I don't suck. Everybody else sucks, let me show you why they suck. Let me show you this video, let me show you these pictures.
Right.
I was like, then let me show you, dude, like, how can you have a sexy roof status on your truck and not do great work?
Yeah,
that's like,
not be prideful about
I just like set the standard so high, I'm like, dude, I was like, we can't do shitty work because, I've even had homeowners be like, dude, that's not sexy roof status. 100% agree, so sorry. Boom, fix it.
Yeah.
Right? Anyways,
they call you out on it.
We go on, yeah, oh yeah. I have homeowners call me out.
As they should.
I have team members be like, dude, that's not whether it's a crew or a sales rep not being it right or doing something wrong or tile color or whatever. Like, dude, that's not a sexy roof status. We gotta fix that. And so the whole culture thing, right?
Yeah,
it's awesome. That. So, Brett, appreciate you, man. Thanks for being on.
Thank you.
And what's the best way they can follow you on social media?
Lord Brett Ray on Instagram.
So different, completely different side note. You're actually a lord. You actually own
a little piece of land in Scotland, and I bought all my business partners land in Scotland.
Piece, did you really?
Yeah, so we're all lords.
You're all lords. I'm like, at first you saw that, I was like, this dude's the biggest tool.
Yep.
And then I realized what it was. I was like, that's actually kind of cool.
I make fun of myself more than anybody else in the world, and I just lean into it so heavily.
Yeah, that's so it's like Lord Brett Ryan. I'm like, where are you, Lord? It's like I literally bought a piece of land in
Scotland.
The Netherlands. Yeah, Scotland. And he's like, and apparently you buy land there, you're a lord. And I'm like,
I have a plaque, dude.
That's so freaking funny.
I appreciate you, Jason. That's awesome.
No, dude, I love it. So, if you like the podcast, if you're a roofer or not a roofer, or if you liked it, entrepreneur, small business owner, right? Tips and tricks. That's why we do this. I don't come here just to shoot the shit for an hour. We go to Suns games, right? Like, I can go do that with my wife, with your wife. We can go do that somewhere else. But here, I want you guys to learn from our mistakes. And then know and like get motivated, get jacked, get inspired to, like I said, start that business or grow that business or get that first VA or those type of things. So if you liked it, share it. There's no fee. As Andy Frisella says, don't be a hoe, share the show, right?
Love that.
On his podcast. So appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the next one.